They make it publicly clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Okay. Give myself a few seconds, guys. Let me run one more tune and we shall begin. All right. Welcome again. Just sending out a few more messages, and I think that's pretty much it. Yep, that's it. Okay. And let me check my volume on the other end, see how I sound. You know how I do it. Let's see how I sound on my end. If I sound clear enough. Yeah. Bear with me, people. Okay. And let me check my volume on the other end. Yep. I'm ready to go. So, welcome again to another session of Chaos Reign channel. As you know, I am Chaos Reign here, the one and only. As you know, right here in raw, in flesh, in action, and in the chaotic way. It's gonna be very much a not pleasant tone, much less a thing that a lot of people will not be entertained for today's stream, and much less the ladies won't like what I have to say on the matter of what is perceived to be as, or what is cheating. And this cheating goes across the board, not only in America, but we could say abroad, from the Caribbeans to England to even Africa, possibly. But nonetheless, this is the biggest issue that we face as a community. Men cheating, by all means. So if you are new to Chaos Reign channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that ding, 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 top bell, so you get your uploads or notifications when I am going live or uploads to this channel. You also can now follow me on the podcast side of Google, Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, all those nice little audio recordings. Some of them will be crossing over onto that platform as well. Season 1 is up. Season 2 is still trying to put up the end other episodes. So if you do not catch any of the broadcasts here on YouTube, especially, some of them will be on audio recordings on other platforms. So yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. Also, you must subscribe to my Twitter at Chaos Reign the 7. That's my Twitter. And what else? Oh, I also have a Facebook now titled Eric Reign. So, you know, if you're not onto my Facebook book, don't be hesitant. Please subscribe to my Facebook. And one other thing I will share right now in my up screen. Let me add another one. Let me see. Yeah, I could probably add this if I can remember how to do this again. I'm going to present to you my Discord for those. Okay. This will be my Discord. Link. Okay. As you can see here, this is my Discord. And let me make this a little bit more pleasant, shall we? That's the Discord. I'll put it right here. If you can't see it, you know, do the best you can. That's my Discord. And let's look at what other things on here I want to add up here. Oh yes, I just remembered. I have some photos. And also, if I didn't remember, these are a few outlets I'm on right now. This will be parental discretion is advised. This is going to be some foul language, knowing that if you're not over the age of 17 years or 16 years older, you will not relate to this conversation because you're still a boy and you're still a girl. So, by all means, yeah, I'm not gonna shit. Kind of want nobody seeing that. So, like I said, and I probably will type it up shortly. I'm just move some things around or some windows so I could get started. And also, please share if you can, like it. If you want, feel so inclined to donate to the channel, the Cash App's in the chat room. Let's look. I'm trying to find my thing. Wait, where is my file? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find my file. Did it register? Oh, wait, no, it didn't. Oh, it is on. Yeah. I'm trying to find my disk drive. I don't see it. I said the file's at use, so gonna do this again. Okay, it did not pop up. I don't know why this thing had a hard time pop up now. It was working earlier, now it's not even popping up. Surprising. Well, I found some tweets from Mr. Jackson, which I'm not going to be able to play now because for some reason it's acting up. But it is what it is. So I guess I'll get into the discussion. Let's look at one more thing. Yeah, screw it. I'll find it. If it pops, it pops it. Okay, on to the matters at hand. Let me see who's here. Okay. What's wrong with cheating? It's something that I always contemplate throughout the years, decades. I have not really, as a man, cheated or creeped per se. I know one chick had to draw it out of me what relationship is. And, I just came up and said, yeah, he probably persuaded me to give you the sex, possibly. But nonetheless, I did not say I was cheating or what this is or whatever. But, like I said, very few women I deal with, in regards if I kept it real or honest. I say I won't lie to them. But, nonetheless, I don't think I'm time in my life, possibly. It's a possibility. Is it right? I'm not sure. Is it wrong? Maybe. Or maybe not. Nonetheless, cheating for every man is different. And it depends on the man of how far he'll go even to lengths to creep. So, like I said before, cheating in this society, especially in any form of Western or any other cultural society, is really the norm of human nature. And in human nature, men have the potential or capability to have more than one woman, whether one on their side or woman nonetheless. But know this, that, as a man, depending on his status, how he looks, or how he's able to, let's say, get the opposite sex to, get her in bed, varies from man to man. And one thing the ladies don't understand is that cheating is a custom, is the norm in any human civilization, in my mind. I don't know of any society from the 20th century, 21st century, or any century of any means has never creeped, to be honest. And to be fair and blunt, it is part of the norm as us human beings. men cheat. Yeah. And usually men cheat because some men by default are not honest with themselves. And depending from black women, Asian women, white women, etc., he's going to creep, whether you like it or not. And let's be fair and honest. It's not like something that ladies are not accustomed to when you're dealing with the average man or above average man, whether he's in a high financial bracket to the lower financial status bracket. A man has the potential to do whatever he wants, depending on his desires. I'm not too much wild or, too impressed when women are surprised. I look at it as a normal thing. And I don't make two shits about it or care much less, even the complaint. My thing is this, that as a man gets in a higher economic status, he's going to creep. You're not going to get around it. What's good, Wonder? And how bad he creeps and he goes out his way to have his little fun for the night or during daytime, depending on how often he gets some of the sex. It solely determines on the amount of women that he's access to. And to be fair and honest, overall, because my thing is this, that it is part of human nature to have more than one woman. Now, one thing as men we could do better is we should be able to maybe keep honest with all these women. And yeah, we could do that. But when a lot of women by default feel that men cheat or the average man cheat or there is a abundance of men cheating, we always got to look at a man would cheat depending on his options, what's presented to him, and how much he pursues these women or the women pursue him. Nonetheless, any given day opportunity, a man will sit there and give that woman the fuck. And especially if the man could fuck the woman real good. It's something that a lot of women love and want for themselves. And let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't gonna deal with no man, ladies, on the average, if he does not give you that appeal to make your pussy wet. And in less than 5 to 10 seconds, or we could say 15 seconds, when you encounter the opposite sex, you know in your heart, ladies, that in your back of your mind, you want to know that you're ready and willing to say, I wonder how long it will take me to go fuck this man. I want to fuck him. You already made that conscious decision the minute you see him. And there's actual facts on that. Real facts. So, let's be honest. I hear a lot of dudes that's complain about the women they can't get. Or who they can't really have access to have sex. To really get their dick sucked. To get to count on ladies that are, let's say, roughly over 6 and aboves. Some that are lucky as a man, you get maybe a 10. And how good or tight that pussy is. It always come back to the back of the mind on the average man today. Not the above average, but the average man. Now, the above average, same thing. Higher economic status, he's going with there. He has the greater options to have sex with more than one woman. As you know, with Mr. Jackson especially, he is no stranger to what we call it, giving the business to a lot of ladies out there. he was like putting it real down in the bedroom, from the lot of tweets, the messages, etc., to a lot of women that he encountered. And I'm not knocking the brother on how he goes about his business. The only downside of things that a lot of communities complain about of this brother is that hold on a second, guys. Let me see who this is. Hello? All right, that was interesting. Somebody interrupted me. Yeah. He did what he had to do, and he kept it pushing. And ladies, I'm going to be honest with y'all. No, this is going to be very uncomfortable. If you know your man, if you're sexually attracted to, and he fits the status of the typical phenotype of the or actually the black men that you want to not only have relationships with, but have sex, if he fits all the criteria, the 6-figure income salary, then really, truly, you got almost a top tier man. Some that not only you want, but other ladies want. And let's be honest, since we have this conversation, that most other women, not just black women, but women in general, will compete to fight and claw for that little percentage of men, especially black men. For black men, roughly in the 10%, the top 10 or 8 or lower percentage or higher percentage in the status of resource, economic status, prestige, etc. From women, no doubt, it's going to happen, whether we like it or not. And the women that he could entertain is going to be a setting of who he's going to procreate and sleep with. I'm trying to find the tweets. For some reason, the USB is not working. What's good, Sir Anthony? Because I had some tweets of Mr. Jackson till I women are not aware of, and I can't read it because for some reason I can't pull it up. I don't know why. I think I should pull up earlier when I did this thing. Yeah, it's not showing. I should do this earlier. Oh well, I can't do it here. And depending on how the stream is, I might. And make sure you hit the like stream. One other thing I do want to say is this, that with a lot of things going on here, especially men like him or any other man, a lot of ladies, they think that they can control and hold a man not only to his word, but to his vows and commitment. And that might be true. But here's the problem. On the average. That's the question every woman should ask. Especially if you're a woman and you know your man is already having multiple partners with multiple women. That I want to know. This I want to know. Now, we all know marriage is very important. Well, I think it's still important in the black community. I think it is still. I don't know. But let's be honest. Most couples in America and just in broad, they will entertain each other for a period of time. And after a while, if they get married, that's when things start to really go downhill. And the reason why it goes downhill is because, let's be honest, there is a way out of marriage today, in America especially, with no fault divorce, etc. And let's be honest, ladies make their own money nowadays. You get me? And I don't know. I just don't know. There's no really incentive to keep women a woman will stay around for any reason. To be fair and honest. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. I had two mics on, so I don't know why. So, but let's be fair, honest. That lot of ladies, or I should say, random women, another girl, or he's married to his wife. And we all know, and we hear the stories, and I'll do y'all a favor. I did a stream with Topaz on this, why the sisterhood plays and act the way they do in regards to having said, well, if you able to take my man, then he was not my man for the start. And that might be true. So let's be fair honest. If you're not able as a woman to really play your part, if you're married to a man, your man might creep up. He won't divorce you on average, particularly if it's a black man. He doesn't see no purpose of divorcing. Maybe because it's cheaper to keep her, which a lot of men today need to stop doing that. Because if you get married and you feel that your resources going to be depleted, then really you always got to have many plans put in place so that way that doesn't happen. And let's keep it. I'm keeping real with y'all dudes. You know, you gotta get out of this scarcity mindset when it comes to women. Women are gonna stay and they're gonna go. That's nature, everything. Some women don't want to play mistress. Hell, some women don't nowadays, especially here in America, with how they run their fucking mouths. They don't even want to be the side woman properly without opening their mouths. I just don't know. But let's be fair, honest. Women, on the average, want one man to hold on, keep to, like it's their own, like it's their prize, it's their trophy. It's like an animal. In other words, you know, a nice dog say, well, you know, you want to tell it certain things and it should do what it's told. You know, that's typical thinking of the Western woman today in America and probably abroad. So you got to keep in mind that, you know, you as a man here in America, you are going to down the line going to have to submit to a woman, especially here in this country. You are in your right free mind, but you're limited. There is no polygamy, fellas, in America. They might be in history, maybe a century ago, from what I'm hearing now, there were maybe laws put in place for polygamy back in the 1800s. And I'm just going to say this because I have to see real actual proof of this, but let's say if this does exist. I always say, okay, this exists. And what? So why did they stop it? Well, you got to understand, at the time, black people in America that were slaves and the shackles were removed had more than 5 children at that time. Some of them were sharecroppers and some, you know, live rural areas and some parts down south. So obviously with other racial people, they might have a certain set of kids, but really truly, you had more kids to them. So if we do the math, you were already neck and neck or potentially more than non-black people, aka white people here in this country. So like some parts of the history books were polygamous. And the reason why polygamy was such a practice art because men did not live longer than women. And the risk of death as men was very certain. Some could deal with famine. Some will deal with war, especially war, that you have a more higher rate of fatalities with men going out on the field, losing your life. So polygamy, even back then, and maybe some parts of certain countries outside America now, still being practiced today. And normally at the time, polygamous was run and structured and organized for that purpose. Now, outside the West, like I think the Indians, Arabs, or some parts of Africa, they have more than one wife. And usually that is a result of a man that has certain resource to have and cater to more than one wife. So that's the purpose of polygamy at the time. Now, just to keep you, or so you just know. So, the harsh reality of things, to a lot of ladies don't understand, that because there's no marriage laws or laws for this, that a man should not be entertaining polygamy in America, which that could be true. But most men, by default, is going to practice it anyway. Why should they? Because let's be honest, most men today don't have the balls to tell the woman that they're fucking or dealing with or in a relationship or about to be in a relationship that, sweetie, go further in this relationship, I'm going to entertain more than one woman. If I'm sexually attracted, I'm going to fuck her. You're cool, you down with this? Move forward in this relationship? And a lot of dudes not going to keep it upfront and honest or be, like Mr. Curry said, Mo 1 with a lot of ladies. And the reason why that is because they fear that the pussy will be cut off. And not only cut off, but if he was upfront honest from the start, he's not getting no play at all. And this is just the honest truth why a lot of dudes won't be straight up serious and tell the real truth and their intentions in regards to meeting certain women. And is my mic working? Mic sound GD chaos. I stopped. Yeah, the mic. What? Just a side note. I was testing a new board. I got a sound card with a short little studio setup. It's like small for audio quality and reasons. But enough of that. Y'all can go back to the previous stream I did. That was a test. This is something different from today. So, like I said before, why do men cheat? I was saying what benefits, in this cheating, or why cheating? What's wrong with it? Because these are the few things why men will cheat, And I think as a man, I don't see nothing wrong with cheating from time to time. Hell, some ladies probably will cheat. And you as a man, you will never know unless you do some serious investigation. And we know ladies cheat much better than men because, let's be honest, dudes, we're very sloppy when it comes to the fuck with other women. Hell, with social media nowadays, it's becoming problematic. It makes it easy to get access to more women via social media, i.e. Instagram, and there. So let's be fair, honest. You could cheat, but the problem is, the problem is that now you have a paper trail as a man, and that is a no-no. How we know? Because look at the celebrities that have gone out and step out on their wives. It's always that they use something to put themselves at a very bad position. Because now your wife will know what you're doing. Your side chick, if she's a side chick or a chick you just dealt with for a one-night stand, will spill the tea, tell all your business to other women. And eventually it spreads out. And eventually you got yourself a case where now you have a scandal case popping up throughout media outlets, news outlets, etc. If you're a person in the entertainment world, i.e. sports, music, and acting. And we all know Derrick Jackson is not an actor and he's not an athlete. So he is in regards into that life coach, that, so-called self-help movement for women. And my views of self-help for black men and black women is bullshit at the end of the day. Because let's be honest, if there's no money into this, you think Papa said, I got a book, a product for you to help you in your life. How many people are going to sit there and waste money? People that waste money on that are people that have no self-esteem. And that's just the honest truth. It is needed now in every community all across the United States and maybe outside America. The way how people are functioning out in this society, this digital age, I would say yes, it is now needed more than ever. Because people in this climate for the last 20-something years have been and are now what I like to call antisocial. There's no more actual verbal communication for man and woman like we used to do it back 20 years ago, and we could say back in the 2000s or back in the late 90s. Because now people are able to text, to have conversations, and to lie or break up through conversations through via text. You are now not able to socialize properly with the opposite sex physically and verbally, face to face. You're now being a coward. You're doing antisocial behaviors where at times that, I don't have to confront this person. So this person, so I can sit there and express my thinking through words, type words. And to me, that is bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you ladies this. If you're a woman that sit there constantly on a text to engage in relationships, rather you upfront honest with your mate, shame on you. Same thing with you as dudes that do the same thing. But I know why our people do this, because it's easy to creep. It's easy to avoid conflict. With each other, because we are not upfront honest with each other. Because we were dead serious to express how we really feel in front of each other, it's going to be a problem. I know dudes, you said these women are getting very violent because now black women does want to sit there and actually take physical harm on you. I get it, to verbally cuss you out and maybe, and I said possibly put his hands on you. That is somewhat a possibility, but nonetheless, you and him should still have conversations face to face right there, because this builds character, braveness, and self-confidence once you're able to communicate with each other face to face. Stop this non-social, antisocial behavior with texts and all that stupid shit. And another thing with Mr. Derrick Jackson, I want to say, he's one of them dudes that sit there, will fuck you, eat your pussy, probably eat your booty like groceries, and eventually, if everything goes well, after he gets what he wants, and you want to take it a step further, he will ghost you like certain dudes. So when I hear women using this black man, as an example of saying there's no good black man, no man can be trusted, I said, shame on you. Because any man you deal with, you got to deal with him accordingly. Anyway, what's your intention? What your desire? What you want? What do you want out of this? You want a relationship? You want marriage? You want this? You got to be honest with each other. What the fuck you want? That also applies to us men. We must be honest and give our attention what we want with our women. But when we seek to entertain, you want to have sex, and say, baby, listen, I want to see how that mouth looks like. I want to see how that pussy is. Can we fuck? Maybe that's the best route for every man moving forward. The best route moving forward for every man. Especially in a climate where we're now in an era where women have all the leverage. Women do have, and they are going to express it and exert with full discretion. Let me see what I'm going to do. I'm trying to I'm going to put this as the Discord link, and this will stay up on here. That's for people to join my actual Discord. If you want to join, appreciate it. So like I said before, that it's going to come to the point as people, we're going to be honest with each other and what we really want. And I think with the cheating aspect in this community, it's might be repulsive, but we all know what it is as already. And now I find with a lot of women, they feel if a man can't be faithful and all this stuff, that I rather have nothing. If you rather die alone, buy a dog or a cat, then good. But don't sit there feel because you're looking for one and it's gonna be faithful to you alone through death do his part. You are sadly mistaken. That's that fairy tale, I Dream of Pony, or what they call that Cinderella story bullshit. That's not reality. And that's not in reality at all. So, like I said before, people know what it is, what things are going. The one thing with cheating that people are not really paying attention to is that it comes with the territory. The higher the man moves economically. I've accepted this. Most of your favorite podcasts and content creators have expressed and told you this is what it is. This is reality. This is expected. So if this man's providing you a home, a shelter, comfort to raise you and your peace, he's going to have his sugar babies you gave me on the side. It comes with a territory. The more money a man makes. And I think a lot of black women and women generally know this. That's why the ones that are very smart and intelligent, they're able to sit down and make a deal. And the man's going to make a deal with you on how this is going to go about, how this relationship is going to be going. Now, in regards to Mr. Jackson, he didn't do that. So what has happened to him? He is now reaping the consequence of his actions. You can't sit there shit on men in general, especially black men, for the last roughly a decade, maybe 7, 8, 9 years. And then come to find out, you up here eating every woman as you see and eating them out hard, even to the point where they're just leaving nice and keeping screenshots of the dick pictures, the nasty text messages you leave to her, want to know the panty size, what you're doing. You get me? It's very sloppy. It's very disorganized. And the way how the man talks, it seemed to me this man doesn't have no actual real mentors or guidance. He doesn't have a real set team that he should be paying. If you're making millions of dollars, that should be right there in retainer to help facilitate how you move. 31 going on 32 years old is not a young man. He's now approaching mid-age. He's approaching as in his mid-30s. Early 30s and eventually going to move to mid-30s. Usually a man, after he passes 27, his brain should be wired, ready to know what he really wants and what he wants out of life. And I'm not talking about the financial aspects after 30, going on 35 and 40. I'm talking about where his head is at. And it seemed to me that this man, because he is not that bright, intelligent-wise as a man, that he moves very too loose, coach and books. That's not good. As a man, as you make more money, your life should be facilitated and you should be more organized. And this is where the disadvantage a lot, or the typical man, is. Because let's be honest, you live in Georgia or any state where the divorce is over, the divorce rate is through the roof, and the alimony, how much that your wife is entitled to, is ridiculous. It's very much ridiculous. You should not, of any consequence, put yourself at risk so you be financially bankrupt, potentially. And I said potentially. But like I said, certain men learn the hard way. And not like most people here got like Bill or Jeff Bezos money like that, where you could just, pay off the divorce, let it keep push above average black man, because you're going to take potentially a hit in your sales and possibly, and I say possibly, in your marriage, which I doubt that's going to happen. Because let's be honest, I looked at his wife and she looked like a very much an average or potentially below average woman that's saying, this man that you were in a relationship for over 10 or maybe longer, and now you don't like how he moves. You know this man has been eating other women out, having sex with other women for years on years, and you still not only stayed, but you went as far as got married to the dude. Now tell me, does that make any sense? No. And a lot of women will sit there, scratch your head. Why would some woman do that? And I'll tell you why. Because let's be honest. A woman like that, you hear me? She has no options. Boom. Mic drop. If women say that they have more self-worth and they know their value and all stuff, and you know the dude is not keeping it real honest during the early stage of his relationship, and he goes around and he fucks behind, and you know he's gonna have access to other women because he is, like I say, he fits the. You should expect this man's gonna have other women. There's no doubt. See, this is why a lot of women don't really think critically, and this is why men are always gonna win at the end of the day. We think logic and critical at the end of the day to pretty much everything over this type of nonsense. But everything else with the logic and stuff for the average man, that's what we do. And in regards to Mr. Jackson, he's not very much using his logic in anything he does, especially if he has a brand at risk. And if I check his YouTube channel right now, which let's double check and let's take a look for ourselves. Oh God. Y'all not gonna believe this, and I'm not gonna share this. Y'all can find it yourself. This man is dropping subscriber after subscriber after subscriber. He went from 700 to roughly almost 65 or more subscribers, and he has dropped down and lost almost 30K subscribers on his YouTube channel alone. I'm not sure what it is on his IG, but if you're losing subscribers by the thousands daily, you definitely are losing on your IG, because all social media is reflective and they all intertwine. And the reason why this is happening because he's not being fair, honest with the people that support him. For him to do the first video about and not admit that he didn't have sex with a woman to now doing another video with his wife, you're very much disingenuous. And most women are going to look at you as you're full of shit. And they're not going to take you seriously now. The only thing that will save you, move forward, is maybe rebranding, i.e. you have time. Most black people, actually, majority of black people, are going to forget about this. I'm being honest with y'all. This is going to be the talk of the town for the next week, at best. And after this week, we're going to move on to other fuckery and nonsense. We're just going to do it. Yeah. That's how we think. We're going to listen to this a little bit. We're going to talk about it. You're going to see podcasts talk about it. You're going to see YouTube channels talk about this. You're going to see a lot of black women talk about this shit and saying that this man, no good, faithful man, all stuff, while they sit there lonely, hug up the bed, playing with their toys. Even to some that got a relationship, they're going to look at it as bad, negative. But I always go and thinking back in my, if their man is just as creeping, just like this dude that is found having sex with multiple women, like a Derek Jackson. At the end of the day, but most black men, we don't really give a fuck about this. And the reason why we don't give a fuck about this is because really this dude is a reflection of the average dude that got like that. And not only that, this man was talking cash shit to black men for years on years. And that's why when this happened, a lot of black men were glorified and happy about this. We don't wish for the man's downfall, but we were just straight up happy to say, this nigga got what he deserved. He talking cash shit about saying, you know, you're not a real man if you don't deal with single baby mamas and all this stupid shit. No, men deal with baby mamas today. They fuck them. And eventually, if depending how good the pussy is, they will stay or go. That's how we deal with it, on the average. And like most men of any tier or anything good going about himself, he tells most women that have children, whether you got when you're teenagers or you got when you're 20s, whoever, that if you're not even married to your baby daddy, at least you are going to be looked at and potentially be a forever pump and dump. Now, if you are exceptionally gorgeous, a man might say, all right, I'll put a ring on this bitch. I might. I.e. Sierra. And remember, she is not the exception of the rule. No, if you put yourself in the baby mom position and you put yourself in this dating market, you will put yourself at risk, bitch. Mm-hmm. You put yourself at market, very ferocious. The dating market today is very much diluted. Women will waste your time. They will take your money and possibly waste time. Dudes will sit there, keep it real with you for a certain segment. Maybe after he get the pussy, depending on how good the pussy is, he might stay and go, possibly. But overall, this dating pool today is very much atrocious. So if you were married as a woman, you better think real good and real critical. If you're going to leave your husband, it better be that the next man that's already in line that's going to be do better or way better than your position is now. And typically most women that walk out of marriage, roughly over 7% or higher. Maybe if they're like close to an 8 or a high 9, it's possible. But only people that get away with this by default are celebrities. And most black people in the community are not celebrities. We watch celebrities and we idolize because we want to be celebrities, but we're not celebrities by default. So we want to keep up with the Joneses just for the sake of the image, but nothing more and nothing less. So that's all I'm going to say about this cheating aspect. So in conclusion, is cheating good or bad? What's wrong with it? Nothing's wrong with cheating time to time. But as a man, as you move in this Western hemisphere, especially Western world, it would be beneficial for you as a man of any economic status. And you got like that and you able to bag women and pull women like that, that you should be at least fair to be upfront and honest with the women that you're going to entertain. If you got like that, you're able to bag and have sex with more than one woman. That should be in your right to do that for a certain set of women. But if you're that dude that doesn't got it like that, and really you don't got it like that, sorry to say play, you might have to lie to get into those panties. Or unless you got some money, you're going to pay for the pussy. In which I don't advise most men do that. Because you don't want to be a trick out here. Because women will waste your time. They will take your nice wallet and won't let you whiff the pussy. But that's the honest truth. So, like I said, fellas, tread softly, tread wisely. If you can, protect yourself at all costs. If you can. It's dirty out here, but someone has to be out here in the environment and pose it. So be that man and, do the best you can. Oh, another side note I forgot to mention. This thing about disease, STDs, all this shit that I hear black people talk about. And you're entertaining interracial coupling, i.e. swirling, either you're a man or woman, or any type of sexual appetite you're doing. If you're eating shit or sticking and engaged in anal sex, you already put yourself at risk of all form of STDs. So stop it with the so-called talking about saying we were about herpes, gonorrhea, all that. You don't have to worry about that because you are engaged in sex, incorrect sex from the start. So if you're eating another person's backside, obviously you're going to get all that and some. And that's the honest truth. Now, you might not like why I just said that, but I'm just keeping it real. So when I look at this community talking about the disease and the spreading of disease, I tell black people, stop it. Stop it. Please stop it. Shut the fuck up. You don't give a fuck about disease. Most of y'all engage in sexual behaviors that you should not be engaged in. Period. Decades ago, black people never eat each other out. Suck dick, eat pussy. Now we do it now, and we do it with a smile face for the last 20 years. Even to the point now, we kind of step it up with the sexual actions. Like our life depend on it. Person eating ass like it's no tomorrow. And also sticking their finger into booty like it's no tomorrow. So, I had to be raw, but it is what it is, and I had to keep it real with y'all. So when people talking about saying what this man does with his penis, he's eating some out, he's going to give me some. Well, if he's doing that to you and sticking and eating your booty, he's obviously going to give you something anyway. So stop it, ladies. Stop it. That's all I'm going to say. So, if you're new to the channel, thank you for hitting that subscribe button, hitting the top bell. Also follow me on Twitter at Chaos97, and now follow me on Facebook, Eric Rain. Leave your comments on your thoughts and feelings of this stream today. Also, if you have any, and on the comment section as well. Or you can find me on social media. I'll be waiting to hear from you. If you want to cuss me out, please be respectful if you can. And I'll read the comments. So, thank y'all for listening to today's stream. I'll catch y'all next time.
Chaos Reign.